Police, faith, and community. How can they all work together to fight gang violence in Springfield? We're going to learn about this with Springfield Police spokesperson Sergeant John Delaney, community leader Armando Olivares of One Springfield Young People Stand Up, and Rev Talbert Swan of Spring of Hope Church. Thank you, gentlemen, all for joining me this afternoon. So we'll talk to each of you about how we're all going to work together. But starting off with you, Sergeant Delaney, talk about the struggles, I guess I should say, not problems because that's a negative connotation, but the struggles that Springfield is facing with gang violence and what is being done about it.
We're no stranger to gang violence. Like any large metropolitan city, we have problems with youth and gangs. It's unfortunate that this is the way it is in Springfield, but we're equipped, very well equipped. We're well-trained officers. We have a new commissioner now, John Barbieri, who's really going forward with a 5-point plan, and his initiative is to get more men on the street. We're in constant contact with the community, group organizations that are neighborhood-based. We're not hitting the panic button by any means. When you look at statistics in Springfield, crime is down. Some cases double digits, but sporadically you will see in the headlines that there are shootings. We're answering to that call. Our investigators are top-notch. The responding officers are doing their job, and we're patrolling the sectors most vigilantly with extra patrols due to Commissioner Barbieri's plan.
And it's those sporadic shootings, obviously, that get the attention of press, of people, of anybody walking down the street, but they're starting to claim the lives of young people, and that's where the faith-based community and the young people are coming in to join you guys. And Reverend, I guess the next question goes to you. This Eyes on the Street initiative, this is a huge part of it. The churches are going to be playing in
Absolutely.
this.
Well, the churches have always played a role in the upliftment of the community and have always been willing partners with law enforcement and other community-based organizations in ensuring that our young people are guided correctly and that we provide the support to families so that we can keep them out of trouble. And so this is just really an extension of the ministry that we do on a day-by-day basis. So we encourage the members of our churches to cooperate with law enforcement, to provide information. We know that many people talk about fear of retaliation, so we provide a venue for them to be able to share information on a confidential level with clergy and other faith leaders, and then we can in turn turn that information over to law enforcement, and we've done that in the past, and we will continue to do that. And so we want to make sure that people understand that the community has a responsibility in the fight against crime, and we're there to partner with them and to be that bridge between the community and law enforcement to make sure that we reduce crime in our neighborhoods.
And it's not even just the community. We're even talking about young people, which are such a vital part of the community, and especially when either the victims or the perpetrators are younger people. Armando, that brings you 20 years old. You grew up in Springfield. Most 20-year-olds, probably don't care about organizing their community together. But this is something that seems very important to you.
Yes, very important. One Springfield Young People Stand Up is we are prioritizing reaching out to young people because recently in the city of Springfield, young people have been victims, and we need to change that. We can't continue to lose young people to gun violence. We can't continue to lose young people for any sort of violence in the city of Springfield, and we need to stand up to the facts that we are currently the problem, and we need to take a stand to change that.
Recently you had a meeting talking about this, and you had quite a number of young people that came out. What does that show you?
Yes, well, it was an overwhelming support system that I had there this past Thursday. We had over 200 people from the whole city of Springfield, and when I told everyone to please stand that were under the age of 25, we had about 70 to 75% of people present in that auditorium stand up. So it means the world. It means that young people are acknowledging the fact that young people are dying, and young people are not playing a good role in the city of Springfield, and we need to change that.
I know it's important. The police have said you've got to reach out. If you see something, say something. I know recently when something's come out, press releases will say a neighbor saw something happening, a resident saw something happening, called the police, and the police were able to get there pretty quickly. But there's got to be some fear, kind of like the Reverend was saying earlier, some fear of, should I say something? What if a gang member finds out, retaliation? do you sometimes feel that there's a hesitation for citizens to be as actively involved as perhaps they should be?
I've been a police officer a long time, and it's very frustrating to drive up onto a scene of a crime and there's a dozen, half dozen people standing on a street corner when, as a police officer, I know they witnessed the crime. I know they saw the crime being committed, whatever it is, a shooting, stabbing, robbery. They don't say anything out of fear of retaliation. We have different avenues for that. Right now there's a text-to-tip that people can call anonymously and give police the information. But there's also the conduit, Rev Swan, and the community. I've known him for as long as I've been a police officer, and we talk back and forth. There's a trust issue. Once there's the trust issue is there, it works, and we get the information through different avenues. Again, our police officers are very good at their job, and if it's confidentiality, then we try to keep it as best as we can.
Now, finishing up the conversation, Reverend Swan, talk about the message that the preachers are trying to get across is that this is affecting our community. You know, the people in our young people in our own community are dying, and I guess you guys are trying to bring across that severity, that this is so important, that it's killing us. What is the biggest message that you want to get?
Well, the message is one, we have to take personal responsibility. While we call the powers that be to accountability, we have to also call the community to accountability. So we say that these young people that are out here perpetrating crime and terrorizing our neighborhoods, they don't have leases, they don't have mortgages, so they're living in our homes. They're living with grandma, with ma, with aunts, with extended family. So they're bringing those drugs, those guns in and out of somebody's home on a day-by-day basis. So there's two problems that exist. One is we know what's going on and we're turning a blind eye and we're not addressing the issue, or two, we're oblivious to what's going on right up under our own noses. Either way, that is a problem. And so we as community members who have family members, who have friends who we know that are involved in crime, we have to start having that conversation among ourselves. We have to start calling them to accountability. What this young man is doing is phenomenal, because one of the most powerful things there is what we call peer education. It's one thing when adults stand before young people and talk to them about something. It's something completely different when their own peers say, hey, you really need to get out of that life. You really need to turn your life around. And I think that's a powerful message.
And Armando, it's got to be tough because the drugs, or rather the gangs, can offer, money or power, even if it's not true, a true family, that bond that young people are enticed by. So what would you like to say to the young people that may be kind of getting enticed, tempted by that fascination of the gang world?
In my opinion, there's an obvious statement, a fact that I feel we can all agree on, is that everyone on the stage right now is shooting for peaceful, calm, and happy living. And if you're selling drugs and if you're gangbanging, you are running scared 24/7 from police and the opposition. So you'd rather live happy, calm, and peaceful than scared and intimidated by the opposition. It's not hard, it's not rocket science, but then again, we have those that are caught up in that lifestyle and feel that that's all they know, and that's just mental, in my opinion.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much, Armando, and Reverend Swan and Sergeant Delaney. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having us.